Hey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, we're on Zoom. This is like a work call.
Ooh.
I know. Welcome to Is What It Is, virtual edition. And why would we possibly be doing it virtually?
Isabella has some big news to share with you this week. She
I'm
tested positive for being a dumb bitch.
exactly. I did test positive for being a dumb bitch, which, as we all know, aka the vid, I got COVID. And I should have popped this drink before. Sorry. I literally can't get my finger under it. I'm gonna break a nail. I'm not in a place where I can break a nail because if I break a nail, I can't go in to get it fixed. It looks like I'm gonna have to use my teeth. Oh no, I got it. Oh. People, I will say, you're back by popular demand. The people have spoken, and they like you more than they like me on my own podcast, which is really unfortunate for me.
I'm glad I could be here.
I'm glad you could be here too. Yeah, I just found out I found out this weekend that I have coronavirus. It's this thing going around. It's like seasonal. It's nothing. Yeah, I'm fine. I can't breathe today. Huh? I feel mostly like I'm glad to be getting it out of the way. I hoped not to get it again. I feel really thankful and lucky that it hasn't been worse. Today's actually been the worst day, and I'm on day like 6, I guess. And I don't know if you can tell my voice that I'm like kind of congested. And I don't know, it's weird. Like I wouldn't really think I had symptoms besides the fact I know I have coronavirus. Like I've had some diarrhea some days and I'm like, normally that would just be another Tuesday. But because because I have coronavirus, I'm like, oh God, it's hitting me hard.
Normally it'd be that fat cup of coffee I had at 10.
Right. But not today.
No, yeah. I'm glad you haven't really had bad symptoms. I mean, I know our age helps a lot, being 17.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
our perfect health and like how fit we are and like how beautiful and stuff is like really helpful.
Yeah, our eating habits really
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, that's why I don't have it.
Exactly. I'm like, the diarrhea in no way is associated with the buffalo chicken dip or the Red Baron pizza I put 4 more pounds of cheese on. It has nothing to do with that. But my family has been really nice. You were really nice besides that it said congrats on the fucking edible arrangement.
I sent Isabella an edible arrangement. And I was going through the thing. I'm like, should I be generic and send a get well soon gift?
No.
Congrats, girl.
Mm-hmm. I did get it. And anyway, that was actually very nice. I ate it all in one day. And then my brother today dropped off some stuff, him and his fiance. But my point in saying this is that I was talked to my brother and I'm like, I need some medicine because I'm really congested. Could you just like pick me up something? My brother goes full out war in CVS. I don't know. He got Alka-Seltzer, nasal mist, nasal spray, severe cold and flu, the pill, the liquid, nighttime, daytime, for a grand total of $53. I was like, Tommy, I just wanted you to drop like a $10 bottle of medicine off, but I'm good, I guess, now.
My brother probably would have gotten a bottle of Advil, called it a day. So
yeah. Yeah, it was nice of him, and they dropped off a bunch of good stuff.
Well,
Love it. It's here.
Just to say you're set on cold symptoms for the next year and a half.
I mean, even more than that. That's the good thing. I feel like now I don't ever have to look for it again.
Yeah.
It'll just be there. But anyway, how are you holding up? What's the 411?
I am just chilling.
Nice.
I'm back to the beach. And I have some friends coming in on Saturday.
What friends?
Not you, bitch.
Yeah, who is this friend? It better be your boyfriend.
Friends from school. New friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't be jealous. I didn't give you that bid.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give it to all your squirrely little stupid ass friends. That's fine. I hate them.
I've been doing good though. It's been nice to get a couple of days just to myself for a little bit, catch up on work and.
Yeah.
But
at the beach.
I know you've been having plenty of that.
I have had a few hours of alone time recently. It's been nice.
Watch any good true crime docs?
I haven't been able to find anything. It sucks.
Probably because you watched them all.
Exactly.
Literally every time I find a documentary on Netflix, I text Isabella. I'm like, you have to watch this. She done already
seen it. And then you get mad at it and watch it with you. But I don't care. You know what it's time for? Oh my gosh, look at this. What is happening? It is time for our sponsors.
Who are our sponsors this week?
Our sponsors this week, I got a few emails. Lovett was showing them to me. She's been trying to, field questions and that sort of thing from all the followers. But our sponsors this week are goat cheese, the olive oil, bread, and seasonings from Trips, and Flo Millie. Which Flo Millie, it's a rapper.
I literally have no idea.
She just came out with this album. She's like 19 or 20. I think she's 20 years old. She's this rapper girl, and I've just been jamming out a little bit to her while I've been on my daily walks.
Bad Baby to take the edge off.
Exactly. But she's way cooler than Bad Baby. Although Bad Baby is pretty cool.
That olive oil and seasoning at Trips slapped the heart.
Slapped my ass into 2025. And I want to tell you why I thought of it is because I recently went to Carrabba's and they have something similar now. Or have they always had that similar? I don't know.
Yeah, they have.
But they don't have the bread like Trips.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Then this is the main sponsor we turned away. This is not sponsored by clam chowder.
I would have never guessed that considering you eat seafood.
I mean, I know last episode was not sponsored by seafood, but I feel like specifically clam chowder specifically, it's like, A, seafood's gross. B, if you're gonna eat seafood, clams, and then a chowder, it's just the whole thing reminds me of like rotten, wet mildew. I know.
Kind of like my grandma's veggie.
Exactly. Like, poor Mimi.
I'm kidding.
Do you like clam chowder?
It is a little bit too much. It's like mostly cream. It's like if I'm going to eat a soup, I'm not really wanting it to be a heavy. It almost like drinking cream and clams. Like,
what did I just say? I knew it. I've never had it.
No, I agree. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever had, but I wouldn't order it.
Yeah. French onion soup, though, good.
Yeah.
Great. Here's Lovett.
She's doing really well at her job. Proud of her.
She is. She's doing really well. Got the Gushers here, too.
Why is that not one of our sponsors?
I'm not having them on until they pay me more. Their numbers have been way lowballed for the amount of Gushers I eat. Um, been at home having fun with this thing, if you know what I mean.
A squash.
Yes, it is a squash. It's been doing me right. Okay, so I originally texted you that I wanted to talk about rape. Pretty fucking funny. Just no, it's not.
Light topic to throw in.
Another light topic. The point of this podcast is to talk about heavy things. I'm not going to say in a light way because nothing that's heavy like this subject matter is light, but just to actually talk about it in a way that's not like, oh, we only can talk about it if it's like in the most serious set of circumstances. But obviously it's a very serious thing. But the reason I was thinking about this is because I was, before I had COVID, don't get me wrong, was bringing cookies by all my neighbors' houses, condos. Huh? I can't hear you.
I said, that's nice.
Thank you. It was very nice, really. Honestly, they need to appreciate me more. Anyway, that's beside the point. I know this lady down the hall a little bit. I knocked on her door, and I won't give any more details, obviously. But I was like, hey, how are you? I don't really know her, I'm like, hey, how are you? Here's some cookies. Hope you're doing well. I'm the gingerbread man. And she was like, I'm not doing good. I was like, oh, okay. What's up? And she was like, I just had a really awful experience with my next door neighbor the other night. This is from her point of view. And I was like, okay, like, do you need to talk to someone? And she was like, yes. I was like,
wait, you're delivering cookies and she's
yes,
wrapping all of this on you.
right. It was odd, but I think maybe given like the circumstances of COVID, she like wasn't really sure who, like, hasn't really been able to talk to people, the right people. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have been my choice, but I feel like people tell me random stuff all the time. I guess maybe it's a look I have in my eye. I don't know. But it was fine, of course. Like, if she needed to talk to someone, I was happy to do that, especially with something as serious as what she said, which was that she had been drinking with one of the neighbors a couple days earlier, and then she like pretty much blacked out or like became really hazy and like can't remember a lot of things, and he sexually assaulted her.
Oh God, the next door neighbor to her?
Yes, which is also like 4 doors down from me. And it was so weird because the weekend before that, this has been a couple weekends ago now, a few weekends before that, I had 2 friends over that weren't you, because I can have friends that aren't you too. And I guess I ran into him in the elevator, and I'd been drinking some, but I was like, yeah, feel free to come by. He lives with his girlfriend. I was like, feel free for you and your girlfriend to come by. We're just hanging out. Would love to say hello because he just moved in. And I kid you not, I don't remember him being here at all.
Really?
Really. And I don't know, like, but according to my friends, he was only here for like 15 minutes. And like, I'm not going to say that he did anything. I don't have any kind of evidence or any really reason to believe. I mean, I could have just been more drunk than I thought, but I don't really think I was. Like, I'm just really confused why I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's sketchy.
Right. And I think it's just like that combined with the fact that she was like hanging out drinking with him and then has no recollection and then woke up to him on top of her and like was finally able to say like, no, stop. And then I guess he was like, oh, well, like I stopped when you said no. He's like, that's
like,
not
in the first place, dude.
right. And
some sort of drug intermixed in all this.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we're thinking, which is really scary. But I guess her brother came the next. And also, this is like a woman. I don't really want to give away too much information about her, but like, this isn't a young college aged woman. This is like an established woman. And she's like, I just don't even drink like that. And he has a girlfriend. Like, I was in no way trying to sleep with him. We were just having fun playing Uno, is what they were playing. Like, hanging out, talking, playing Uno, getting to know the neighbors, being friendly. And anyway, I guess her brother came over and confronted the guy and was like, you need to bring your girlfriend down here and tell her. And the girlfriend came down and she wasn't even surprised. Like, she didn't have any reaction.
Excuse me?
Right. The whole thing is so weird. But
you need to like look into them. That ain't right. If
exactly.
someone ever accused my boyfriend of that, I would be interrogating his ass.
Exactly.
Not speaking to him, because that's a big allegation make on
Yeah.
someone.
And he didn't deny sleeping with her.
Yeah, I know.
So think about that. Like, you're okay with your boyfriend not only definitely cheating on you, but I mean, he didn't deny the allegation of that they slept together. He denied that he was forceful. But either way, I'm like, so you just cheated on me and you're going to be like.
Yeah, no, there's definitely multiple screws loose in both of their brains. Like,
right.
It's definitely happened on multiple occasions. Otherwise, she wouldn't be as chill about it as she is.
Right. Something's really screwy. And I talked to the neighbor it happened to for a while because it's important for me, as I think it should be. I mean, I know it is for you, but for any woman, is to like really hear other women out and listen to what they're going through and give them like resources. Like I didn't have all the resources. So I called the Rape Crisis Center to like figure out what she should do, because she obviously was really doubting her recollection, was feeling horrible about herself, was feeling embarrassed, was feeling like she put herself in this situation. Mm-hmm. And I guess my point in saying all this and wanting to talk about this is like, yes, there's gray area when drinking becomes involved and memory loss becomes involved, but listen up, everybody. Make it a point for it to be a black and white issue for you. If someone seems too drunk, too out of it, too emotional, too whatever, make that black and white and just say, this isn't the time to be intimate.
Yeah. I think for guys especially, and obviously it's not the case for all guys, but I think their dick takes precedence over their brain most of the time when drinking, and it becomes a serious, serious issue, whether they know it or not at the moment.
Right.
But if there's an instance that you have to be aware of it.
Yeah.
To the point where you're not getting yourself into these situations, because I mean, at this point it was taken too far, 1,000%, and that's never, ever, ever okay. But I think guys a lot of times get too forceful because, like I said, their dick takes precedence over their brain, and it has to come to a stopping point at some point. Right. And I think a lot of these guys take advantage of the fact that maybe previous girls haven't been saying no or haven't had the courage to stop them, but no is no.
Yeah.
Always.
And I think that's a great point. No is no. And also, passed out is no. Incoherent is no.
Yeah.
Crying is no. Yeah. Not saying anything is no. I mean, and people try to make the argument like, so I'm supposed to ask for consent every time I have sex. Okay, if a girl's on top of you making out and sucking your pee-pap, you can take that as a yes. Let's just,
Yeah, exactly.
you can take it as a yes. If she is throwing up in a bucket to the side and only has one eyeball rolled back open in the back of her head, you can take that as a no. Like, people try to make it seem like it's so great. Well, she was drinking, she put herself. Yeah, because I wanted to get blackout drunk has nothing to do with you shoving your carrot in my avocado.
Right. Thank you. Thank
Right. It has nothing to do with that. And also the weird, it also goes back to being so weird about like me having memory loss. Again, I don't feel really comfortable putting that on him, but it's just a weird coincidence. And what do you have to say about roofie?
If we're going to bring up the topic of roofies, if that's what happened indeed to you that night, no, I do have a story. When I went to App State when I was a sophomore.
You were being a huge slut.
Yeah. So when I was a sophomore, I moved into what they called the cottages, which were basically just duplex houses in a row. And the houses were side by side, as is like any school community. But on the side of our duplex, it was football players. But then on each side of our houses were fraternity at the time. I know.
Burn down.
And I lived with 4 girls, and this particular weekend, all of them happened to be out of town for whatever reason. And the frat on one side of our house was having a party, and I was good enough friends with them to where I felt comfortable going to their party by myself, not having any girlfriends there at the time. I knew they were chill and it'd be fine. And
it sounds like that's where the story's headed.
No, they're still fine. But it just so happens that on the other side of our house was the fraternity that they feuded with, so to speak. And I know, school drama. And I guess, I don't really know what happened, but they ended up, so we started drinking or whatever, and my house was obviously right beside them. So you know how fraternity house bathrooms are disgusting, gross.
Yeah.
Guys live in there. So every time I had to pee, I would just run back to my house and pee because I want to be in my own bathroom if I can help it.
Right.
You know? And my dumb ass would just leave my drink unattended.
Right. I've never even thought about like looking after my drink. I know that makes me sound really stupid, but
no, I mean, I definitely obviously didn't at the time.
Yeah. I just don't think you're stupid for that. I think plenty of people do that.
And it wasn't like I was in some foreign environment where I really didn't know anyone, and I was in like some random frat house. Like I knew almost every person there, and I don't know, I didn't really think anything of it, but there were a lot of people there. And I wake up the next morning, I'm in my bathing suit. My hair is soaking wet still. I'm in my bed, but I had no recollection of anything that happened.
I'm sorry. That's not funny.
No, I mean, I don't remember anything from the night. And you, of anyone, know, like, my tolerance for alcohol is extremely high. Like,
yes.
I've never actually blacked out from alcohol. I'll brown out occasionally, but never, ever have I blacked out like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked over to the neighbor's house and.
In your bathing suit?
No. I did put clothes on. I
did put a cover up on. I did put my sun hat on and my sunscreen and went back over. I was ready for a beach day.
So in my slippers, I walked next door, and I saw them outside, and the neighbors whose house I was at that previous night, and I said, or they saw me and they said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, can anyone tell me what the hell happened last night? Because I am not recollecting anything." And they said, "Yeah, we literally carried you to your bed. Like, you were in your bikini, like dancing on the bar in the clubhouse. You got in a fight with the resource or the clubhouse
Resource officer.
officer. Like,
Oh man, I didn't know that part.
the security officer that like paroled our student community got in a fight with them." They were just naming off all these things that I would never do
Right.
in my right mind. But they also told me that the frat that they were feuding with was roofing everyone's drinks. So I happened to be one of those victims. And thank God TMI happened to be on my period and woke up with my tampon still in. So
Oh, that is nice. And it's nice you knew people there, because I doubt with them hating that other fraternity, they would have like let you go. But that's like a rare occasion, thank God.
Yeah. But I'm really fortunate as far as those guys that I was at their house and they really had my back and like made sure I got home okay and got me in bed okay and
Yeah.
reassured me that nothing happened. But
I need to know, like, obviously you don't know, they don't know, but like thinking of you blackout, drunk, marching back over and trying to change into a bikini. I need to know when that happened.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, whenever they're fully clothed, like completely makeup, hair done, whatever.
Yeah.
Sopping wet in a bathing suit.
Did you get in the hot tub?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
True. Well, I guess it's a good point that it just happens to normal people and it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it could have been so much worse than it was, but it gave me a lot more awareness about awareness for my drink, keeping an eye on it. Never drink from like fraternity houses or anything, like when they have party punch or whatever they make. I've heard a lot of stories about that too, but yeah, it made me definitely, I'm a lot more aware.
Right. Which I think is how my neighbor is feeling right now. She's like, at the end of the day, he technically was just a stranger. And that's something that's made me think about too. Like, I'm always really friendly and just expect that everyone else is normal and nice. And I think it was a wake-up call. Like, fortunately, it didn't happen to me, but it was a wake-up call. Like, you just don't know people, and you really, it's makes you pause to like let any just one person come into your house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You really need to get to know someone.
Yeah, you're always want to be like super welcoming.
Yeah.
And like come one, come all kind of deal.
Right.
And 99% of the time it is great, but there's also that scary 1% that is questionable.
Right, that's what it's making me think about now. So anyway, she, I talked to her about it a lot, and she's really intelligent, luckily, really on top of it, but she did end up filing a police report. So,
oh, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I was going to say something else too. I have a friend. I've never really had friends with benefits. Maybe that's something we can chat about real quick. I've never really had friends with benefits because I don't want to hook up with someone I'm friends with. Like, if I'm not attracted to you, why do I want to hook up with you? That's just my 2 cents. But I guess some people feel like they can be attracted to someone physically, but not emotionally, whatever. Okay, that's just not, anyway, what I'm capable of. But this person who this person and we have always just been friends. There's always been like flirtation there, but never really anything else. And then,
I already know who it is.
okay, good job. Good job being a friend.
It is.
Don't say it.
I'm kidding.
I don't really care, but for
No,
their
I would never out you like that.
for their sake, so they don't have to be tied to me. Just kidding. They would be lucky to be tied to me. Honestly, they would be.
I was saying like tied to fame.
Yeah, tied to fame and glory. But this person, whatever, it's all good. Mostly would just like make out sometimes if we're at the same party, which obviously when I dated Joe never happened. It happened some before that, and it's happened some after that. But after that, the situation was I saw him and we were hanging out, and we've never hooked up, but it was like kind of came to the point where it might be that. But then all of a sudden I wake up and it's the next morning. And I was like, yeah, what happened? Because we had been drinking pretty heavily. And he was like, yeah, I just saw you were like, we kind of were heading that way, but then I saw you were like really too drunk and was like, this is not good. Which I was like, awesome, perfect.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for.
Exactly. And I'm like, good job. That's it. That's like how you can make it black and white. And then,
Stand-up guy.
I wouldn't go that far with him, but he's just fine. He's not a rapist. We'll give him that. And then a couple months later, it was another similar situation, but then he started like, when it was kind of coming towards that time, like it could happen again, he was like, started talking about his ex-girlfriend and how he hasn't like really hooked up with anyone since his ex-girlfriend. And I was like, okay, like I'm not really turned on to like hook up if you're talking about your ex-girlfriend, but B, I was just like, okay, let's just go to sleep and like take it easy tonight. And I think it was a good lesson to me and a reminder that like someone doesn't necessarily have to be too drunk for you to take advantage of them sexually. Like someone can also be in a really vulnerable position. And, you know, for me, when he was talking about his ex, it just seemed like not the time to try to pursue that. And I think we were both like appreciative that that didn't happen.
No, that's a great point. I think it is also great for him because it's like, well, great for you because you don't want to seem like a rebound either.
Shit. Right.
You good?
Right. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Like no one ever wants to seem like a rebound chick.
Right.
But I think you hit on a great point. It's easy to do that when someone's emotionally vulnerable, especially after any kind of breakup or loss or anything like that.
Right. And it was good. It was just like a good opportunity for us to like just chat about that. And at the end of the day, we really are friends more than we are anything else. So it was like, okay, what are you going through? That sounds good. Love it's growling. And whatever. No love lost. So that's it. Just make it, I guess back to my main point. For everybody, make it a black and white issue for you, even though it can be gray. So how about that?
How about that? Meet me outside.
Catch
me outside.
Corbin's version. Meet me outside. How about that? Well, I really enjoyed having you on today. It was really nice to meet you.
Before we go, you have to tell everyone about your Adopt a Streets.
Oh yeah, I did. I adopted a street in Noda, and it's called Isabella and Friends.
So Isabella texted me and her brother Tommy saying, guys, I've got great news. So Tommy and I are like, go on. I have signed you guys up for cleaning up a street 3 times a month or some shit.
3 times a year, not that bad.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you're telling me that you just signed me up for community service?
I did. I didn't really think about it like that. But it is funny because I'm like, not only did I sign them up for community service, I made it like it's in my neighborhood. So I'm like gonna have them come over to clean my neighborhood all day.
We're on a sign. We're the friends. It's Isabella and friends.
Exactly. It's Isabella and friends. It's something to get behind. I am kind of into the idea of picking up trash. I'm going to do it this weekend.
If I have one of those.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up materials.
Whatever.
I'm going to pick up materials, contactless, I should add, tomorrow. And it's going to come with gloves, trash bags, picker-uppers.
Yeah, I tell you what, I ain't down with this back. I've been it over that many times.
I know. You really can't. There's so much random stuff. I'm just like, we need to pick those up. There's just like 4 Locos smashed in the streets, like whole pieces of clothing, like jeans just laying on the sidewalk.
Probably from like you and I.
I know. I'm like, whoops. Well, that was me last night. I guess I'll pick up my own trash. But it'll be fun. It will be. I'm going to do pizza and like beer after. It's going to be great.
No, I'm happy to do it. She's
happy to do it. Well, I'm going to have you on again. Isn't that right? Do you have, to wrap it up, do you have any hot takes? Because I have one. If you don't.
Let's hear yours. I don't have
and this is something I'll talk about. It's something I've talked about a little bit before and something I'm going to talk about more. The hot take is the more likes you get, the lamer you are.
I think that.
How about that?
You're on point. I don't know. It depends. Like, obviously, if your celebrity makes sense, that lines up, that checks out, whatever. Yeah. If you're like some
ass show and titty mother hecker.
Yeah,
no.
How many of those did you pay for? And we all know why.
Right. Which is what we're going to talk about next time.
Them cheeks.
Them fake cheeks you got. I would never get work done.
I would never.
I mean, it's just, I can't believe anyone would even consider plastic surgery. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me from miles and miles across the pond.
I'm happy to be here again, and we will be reunited at some point once you're over the vid.
Once I'm over the vid. Okay, say bye, love it. Bye. Okay.